Hi guys, and welcome to the brand new version of the Weekend Roundup, which is now called the Gameday Preview Show. We have so many games to go through, and obviously it's like double fixtures in December, so we're trying to fit everything in at the same time. Hi Flex.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good today.
Good today, is that because you didn't lose yesterday?
No, not just that. Manager confirmed, you know, a pathway set out. Excited.
Okay, we're going to talk all about that. But don't
How are you doing actually? How's Spurs doing?
Well, I'm happy.
Did you see Conte's statement?
I did, and it was correct. We're going to talk about Spurs. I'm just happy that Spurs didn't play yesterday, so I was in good spirits. Good, you know, nothing
Snow felt sorry for you.
nothing to ruin my weekend. But don't forget, make sure you pick your team of the week, because we will be doing that at the end of the show. Pick your team of the week on the Don Robbie Extra app, and we'll be showing you ours during the show. Head on over to www.donrobbie.com. Right, weekend roundup time. Chelsea 1, Manchester United 1. Happy with that?
Yes.
Yeah?
Performance doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Ugly in the first half. David had to save us after like 5 minutes from Hudson-Odoi. Save from Rudiger, like 30 yards, 25 yards, tipped onto the bar.
Yeah.
But other than that, we just frustrated them. I could tell, if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be really, really frustrated. Not just because they know they're playing so well and they couldn't get the win, but just because, like, under Man United in recent years, we've just got a really good record against them.
Yeah, you do. It's so frustrating for Chelsea, especially when you think how good they are.
Exactly.
Obviously, that goal did come from a Jorginho mistake.
That's what happens, mate, when the Ballon d'Or hype gets to your head. See, Tuchel said, what did he say? Oh, yeah, he lost it in the lights. Oh, he couldn't really see it.
He lost it in the lights.
He's made a mistake.
I mean, to be fair, Jadon Sancho couldn't actually miss from there, could he?
Listen, let me tell you something about that finish. No, he could have missed from there. He could have missed from there.
Had to get his head down?
Because he could have, because everyone's saying he's crap and, you know, he can't do this, can't do that. He could have just not been confident, tried to pass it to Rashford too early, maybe too late, offside, whatever, but he was decisive. Give Mendy the little shimmy, rolled it in. That's 2 goals in his last 2 games. Last 3 starts, 3 goal involvements. To sit down.
Starting to get involved. Yeah. As you mentioned, United have an insanely good record when it comes to Chelsea. Yeah. Chelsea are now winless in their last 8 Premier League games against Manchester United.
Is it 8? I don't know, is that
drawing 5 and losing 3. However, the whole of November, obviously United have had a tough November so far. You've actually mustered the fewest number of shots of all Premier League sides, which is actually mental considering Spurs never have a shot on target. So that's 17.
I didn't know there was going to be in the stats. I thought it was all positive.
No, we've always got stats. We come through with the stats on this show. And you've actually faced more attempts than any other team, which was 60.
We're getting peppered.
60, you've got peppered. But do you know what? I think it's a good result. You know, interim Michael Carrick. Were you happy with how he set the team up? Do you think that had a bit of Ralph in the background?
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on. Did he really pick the team and all that stuff? I didn't really buy into it, if I'm honest. I just feel like Carrick. That's why I will big him up. He's gone. I've been part of the mess that's gone before this. I need to do something different. And look, in the 2 games that he's had so far, I don't know if he's going to take over Arsenal or not, but in the 2 games he's had, tough games, Villarreal away and Chelsea away, dropped our 2 biggest players, respectively, in both games, one and the other. So to drop Bruno in the first game and he come on and had an impact.
Ronaldo yesterday.
And drop Ronaldo yesterday. And I'm with the people who say, like, it doesn't need to be massive news. Yeah. Ronaldo's going on 37 if he doesn't start for
it's always
game,
a talking point. But I think maybe because the magnitude, I think because it's also the magnitude of the game, Chelsea, it's like arguably one of the biggest games of the season.
But I think the context of where we're at, which is in chaos and firefighting and just need to get by, I wasn't really fussed.
Okay. On to Chelsea, where they've had so many injury concerns of late and still literally been, you know, faultless throughout. Chalobah, do you think he was lucky to not get a second yellow?
Do you know what? Yes, because when we was doing the live match view, and I was like, why is that not a yellow card? That's a yellow card. He's pulled back Rashford. And it wasn't until after the game, because I forgot he actually got a yellow card. So, but then I remember the game last year at the Bridge when Maguire kicked Batshuayi.
Yeah.
He definitely should have got sent off. It happens, isn't it? It happens. But before the game, the Chelsea fans are giving it, Anthony Taylor, this, that, he's rubbish. He's obviously, righted all his wrongs. Okay,
fair enough. McTominay, I thought he had a great... you didn't think he had a good performance?
He got man of the match.
I know.
McTominay got Did you thought he had a good game as well?
I thought he had a good game. I thought in terms of the way that he helped out your back line, I thought he did a job. I don't think it was necessarily man of the match performance, but I did think that he had a good game. You don't think he had a good game? You didn't see any improvements from McTominay?
McTominay was awful.
Okay.
For me, McTominay was awful. I don't know how he was man of the match. Maybe awful is a bit of a strong word, but for me, Fred was man of the match.
Okay.
But I don't know. That's why football's a beautiful game, isn't it? Like
I
you
thought
can
he,
watch it.
I thought
someone else
he
can watch
gave
it,
your. I thought he gave your backline the protection it needed. Personally,
he was all right. Nah, not man of the match. I'm not having that. And I want my players to do well. Why would I want to take it off him? But it should have been Fred.
Okay. All right, well, we need to move on because we've got the previews to do as well. So Arsenal 2, Newcastle 0. Arsenal fans absolutely buzzing that they've beaten bottom of the table Newcastle.
Yeah. Anyone can beat them.
It's true, even we did. Even you did.
Exactly.
Eddie Howe's first game in charge. Did you see many positives from a Newcastle perspective in that game? Should they have had a penalty? 2 penalty claims?
Arguably, yes. On a different day, all of that stuff, different weather, different fourth official. Yes, maybe, but essentially...
Lots of people saying that Callum Wilson was a penalty. I didn't. I think
he gives them a nudge. I think.
I thought it was a bit soft.
It's soft, but like if they, I don't know. On different days they're given.
Yeah.
But I think if you want not old school football back, but it's a contact sport.
Yeah.
And you want to kind of eradicate that from the game. My thing is that we just don't know where we stand. Are we eradicating those whole soft penalties or not?
Yeah, I think it has to be across the board. If you give it for one,
sometimes they get given.
Yeah, they do. Sometimes they get given, and then sometimes you're in the next game and you're like, I swear that got given last week.
Exactly. So that's where I can see why it could have been. But for me, the type of football I want to see.
No, not for you. Since Mikel Arteta's first home game in charge, which was December 2019, only 3 teams in Manchester City, Liverpool and Chelsea have won more points at home in the Premier League than Arsenal, which is 67. So considering you think about the start they've had and the run they've been on, obviously they got thumped by Newcastle, by Liverpool. But apart from that, since that opening 3 games, they've looked pretty good, Arsenal, haven't they?
Listen, we all like to have a laugh at Arsenal when it's going wrong and stuff like that, but you have to credit Arteta for the last 12 or so
games. The comeback
games.
That he's
100%,
kind of had.
Because after 3 losses at the beginning of the season,
they were tough.
Bottom of the league, no goals, and then when you think about it, they've only lost to Liverpool, City, and Chelsea. Yeah,
since that point.
Like obviously Brentford was the beginning of the season, but so lost 4 games all season. But there's no shame in losing to them 3.
Yep.
And they've taken care of business after that in the national break. That's all you can ask for. And then to go and lose to Liverpool. Okay, cool. Bounce back against Newcastle.
But, defensively they're pretty good as well. The signings they brought in, Tomiyasu and White,
yeah,
they have. And also you look at Smith Rowe, you look at Xhaka, Martinelli on the score sheet as well. Aubameyang miss. Some fans were not happy with his performance. Where do you rate Aubameyang, like in terms of? Do you think he should still be starting at Arsenal?
I think it's difficult because of the credit he's got in the bank at Arsenal. Because he's been a fantastic goal scorer over the years. Goal scorers, they get more leniency than any other position.
Yeah.
No. If you've got credit in the bank from scoring loads of goals in past seasons, any other position, whether it's like midfield or defence, right back, whatever, centre back, it's like change it. But when it's a striker who you know is capable of just kind of trying to find themselves, you give themselves a lot more time. Because if Lacazette was to start a game up front every game, does he score enough?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For me, and he's been playing as like a link man, like a number 10. So Aubameyang's in a real bad patch of form for me. So,
okay. Yeah. Right, let's move on. Liverpool 4, Southampton 0. Liverpool just storming as usual. It's just literally like light work for them. I know you hate them.
I do.
That the loss to them still hurts you desperately. I know.
Not just that, just in general. I always don't like Liverpool.
But also off to such a great start as well, won't they? Liverpool have now scored 2+ goals in 17 consecutive games in all comps. Only the second ever English top flight club to achieve this after Sunderland in 1927. So
big up Sunderland.
So that's incredible. So yes, apart from that, Southampton have lost more away games, 14, and conceded more away goals, 47, than any other side in the Premier League this calendar year. Southampton were on a good run. Prior to that, prior to last week when they faced Villa.
They picked up a couple of results, they picked up a couple of results. And then back down to earth.
Oh, they didn't have Villa last week. Was it Norwich there last week?
Yeah, and they lost.
Norwich, they lost. But apart from that, Ralph Hasenhüttl was kind of on a little good run with them. For me, when it comes to Liverpool, someone like Jota, I mean, just an incredible signing, no?
When he went to Liverpool, I was like, why didn't we get him? I really thought we should have gone for him. He's been a revelation, honestly, and he's shown he can play left and right, play up front.
And Salah just carrying on, just being Mo Salah, really.
Being Salah.
Incredible.
Assist was good as well.
Right, Manchester City 2, West Ham 1. I mean, how they were playing in that snow at one point, you couldn't see.
I couldn't even see the goal.
No, you couldn't even see it.
The goals that happened, I couldn't actually see them. Same with a little bit in the Watford Leicester game as well.
Yeah, there was that unbelievable goal line clearance from West Ham. I actually don't know what his name was, Johnson. But that was unreal. I mean, to do that, especially when the snow was coming down so thick.
Treacherous conditions, man.
Yeah, it was.
Old school football.
It was proper old school football. Fernandinho became the second oldest player to score for Manchester City in the Premier League after Frank Lampard versus Southampton. You forget Frank Lampard actually played for City, didn't he? Which is mad.
Top player.
West Ham were on such a good run, especially after they beat Liverpool 3-2. They've now lost consecutive Premier League games for the first time since April, so it just shows you the levels.
Up a little bit. I mean,
do you think the Thursday night thing, or are we just being harsh?
No, I think it's a bit of both. A little bit of both. Even West Ham fans will tell you they don't expect to be in the top 4 for the whole thing. They're just enjoying the ride, and their team's playing really, really well, and they got a great start to the season. They made it. I think they topped their group in Europa League. So I don't think that's anything for them to be downhearted about.
Okay, Norwich versus Wolves. It was a 0-0. There's not really much to discuss on this one.
Norwich could have done it, but
they could have done it.
Big up Dean Smith, has done it right since gone there.
It is a good result considering Wolves have been pretty high flying of late, isn't it? So credit where it's due. I guess that's 2 wins on the bounce. Obviously, one came under Farker, but they haven't lost in 3. So they've kind of stopped the rot, haven't they, Norwich? And on to better things. Brentford 1, Everton 0. Andros Townsend with a ridiculous high boot.
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose, but definite pen.
Definite pen.
What a pen as well by Tony.
Yeah, it really was. Tony has scored 11 penalties in league matches, more than any other in England's top 4 tiers.
Did Bruno run for his money at pens?
He would do. Everton, however, really on a bad run.
Rafa's in trouble.
He's in big trouble. Everton are winless in 7 Premier League games now.
Arsenal next away, I
believe they've got Arsenal. I think they've got Arsenal, Liverpool, and Leicester this month as well. So
he'll be gone.
I think it's a matter of time before that one
if he loses against Arsenal, he's gone.
And also, he didn't have that much credit in the bag because they didn't want him in the first place.
0.
Leicester 4, Watford 2. There were so many goals in this one, and there was lots of snow.
Watford were all over them as well. Watford were pamming them up, and just defensive mistakes.
But for that first goal, that James Maddison goal, again, you can't be doing things like that.
Truce just ducking out of the way, just poor. And Ranieri said afterwards, he goes, players got to show more than that.
Yeah.
To go and play how they did against Man United and then do that, it's really frustrating. But there was enough there, though, again, because for large periods they were good.
Yeah.
They were good.
There was. Watford did look okay. Dennis had a really good game as well.
Good player.
And also Leicester had been on a terrible run as well. They needed that. Leicester registered only their 3rd win in the last Premier League matches. They've drawn 3 and lost 4 before that, so they needed that. Brighton versus Leeds, again, it was a pretty much nothing game. It was a 0-0. Boos for Graham Potter. I think that's
ungrateful so-and-so's, mate.
Right?
I know Brighton's your little team as well.
I do really like Brighton, and I do really like Graham Potter, but at the same time, I think that maybe Brighton fans have to also put some things, like Graham Potter said, into perspective. They're not, but I think because they were on such a good run at the beginning of the season, and where people get ahead of themselves.
Yeah, and what was it? Neil Mopai, didn't mean to swear. I never swear, do I? On here.
You keep telling me. You keep telling me you don't.
But he missed worse than the Aubameyang's one. Almost.
Yeah.
So,
He did. Unfortunately that was it. And then Leeds, again, not looking good for Leeds. I always have this theory, will they get rid of Bielsa or not?
I think Bielsa would just get fed up
and just walk away.
If he feels like it's going wrong, he just
they played so well in that first half against Spurs, and they didn't carry it on the second half all this week.
When you lot came out in the second half, again, they just keep playing the same way,
nothing else there really. But Rafinha was back. I think Rafinha will be moving out of Leeds very, very soon.
Yep.
Of course, Burnley versus Spurs was postponed. Yay!
Saved you lot, mate.
Saved me, but unfortunately didn't save all the fans that unfortunately travelled up to Burnley. So shout out to all of those people that actually did that.
I'll be pissed.
And it was really, really cold as well. And also 40 minutes before, come on.
Yeah.
But it's a bit sceptical actually, because I think Burnley had 4 key players out, just so happened to not turn on.
What, they just rang God and that? So
just saying, they just happened to not turn on if they had underfloor heating. What Premier League side doesn't have underfloor, pitch
blame
heating?
The league for letting them be allowed.
I'm just saying.
Not Burnley's fault.
I have to say, I guarantee you Burnley would have won that as well, so more for them.
There you go.
There we go. On to Team of the Week. You can pick your Team of the Week on the Don Robbie Extra app, www.donrobbie.com. Did you do yours, Flex?
I did.
You did? Let's see if we can get these up, because I don't have it right.
I can remember. I can remember mine off by heart.
I'm waiting to see if this comes up on the screen anytime soon.
Well, I went with, is mine coming up first or yours?
I'm waiting to see if it's coming up.
I'll go with mine. All right, cool.
Right, so Flex, go for it.
I went with David De Gea in goal.
Okay.
Tomiyasu, right back.
Oh, good shout.
Yeah. I went with Van Dijk and Eric Bailly, centre halves. And left back, I went with Cancelo.
Yeah.
Then I went with a midfield 3 of Maddison, Gundogan, and who was the other one? I forgot. Is it up there?
Nope.
How annoying.
I don't even have it.
I need someone to let me know.
Yeah, we're going to need someone to let us know.
Madison,
I'm going to look for
Gundogan,
mine.
and who was it? I can't remember. I'll come back to that. And then the front three of Vardy and Sancho, and left wing I went with, or left up front I went, was it Ivan Toney? No, Jota. I went with Jota, but I can't remember my other midfielder that I had. Pardon?
I've got it, it's not on. It's not on. Anyway, technical difficulties of getting that up on the screen. We're sorting it out.
And I did put another midfielder in there, but I can't remember who.
Okay, well, anyway, I've got mine here, which is on my phone. I went De Gea in goal. Yeah. I went Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk, and Tavares at the back. Gave him a little bit of a shout out. Actually, went quite heavy on the Arsenal front this week, unlike me. I also went with 5 in the midfield. I went with Saka, Thiago, McTominay, McGinn, and Dennis. I went with McTominay.
I think it was McGinn, actually. It was McGinn. Yes.
And up top I had Vardy and Salah. Typically I took Vardy out of my fantasy football, as what happens always. And then
mine definitely was that.
Flex, you need to check your phone.
No, it was that. Mine was definitely that. Tomiyasu, Van Dijk, Bailly, Cancelo, Madison, Gundogan, McGinn.
Gundogan, good shout.
And then Vardy, Sancho.
Okay, well, we will try and get those to show you all at some point, but we are going to actually show you a quick video of Ultimate Fan. I'm sure you guys have all been playing along, and this video is brought to you by Ultimate Fan. So here is a video to get an idea of how it works. Not playing Ultimate Fan? A mix between FPL and FIFA Ultimate Team. You need to get involved.
Each week there is a big prize pool to be won during all the weekend Premier League matches.
Choose 7 cards from your maximum 24-man squad and let your players and team do the rest. Claim your weekly pack drop, select your squad and rack up as many points as you can to be in with a chance of claiming a share of the prize.
And don't forget to subscribe and enhance your chance of being victorious with access to UF Plus, which outlines behind-the-scenes stats, most popular player picks, injury news, and podcasts across the week.
There is also a free card to be won in the UF Clash every single week, with all players entered into a mini league of 5. And the winner is going to be awarded an additional card to add to their squad on Tuesday's pack drop. Stay tuned for our UF squad selection every week on Don Robbie and see who we pick ahead of the upcoming game week.
You must be over 18 plus to play, and T&Cs apply. Head over to ultimatefan.com or click the link below for more details.
Okay, so, sorry about that. We're having some technical issues today. Anyway, so that video was of course brought to you by Ultimate Fan, a mix between FPL and FIFA Ultimate Team. We get weekly pack drops, pick your squad and get as many points as you can to be in with a chance of winning and claiming a prize. Subscribe and get access to Ultimate Fan Plus. That outlines behind-the-scenes stats, most popular player picks, injury news and podcasts across the week. You must be 18 and over to play. Terms and conditions apply. And head over to ultimatefan.com or click the link below for more details.
That's good.
Seamless. Okay. Right. So, preview time, because we've got a very, very busy week.
Packed.
Everton versus Liverpool, which is on Wednesday. We love Merseyside derby.
Oh, actually, I'll tell you what, I think he gets sacked after that. I said Arsenal, didn't I?
Yeah, but really?
Actually, Liverpool,
you can't get sacked after that
that's true.
Because they don't have any right to be able to win.
But they won't win it. They won't win,
and
then they lose against Arsenal. Yeah, so yeah, I think he's got 2 games left.
Okay.
Liverpool win.
Everton won 2-0 in their last Premier League game against Liverpool, ending a 20-game winless run against them in the competition. They've not won back-to-back league Merseyside derbies since them both meetings in 1984-85 campaign. However, this is Rafa Benitez. This is his old side in Liverpool. So surely the players will be a little bit more up for it. They have had injury concerns, Everton, haven't they?
They have. But even the basics, their fundamentals of what they were doing well at the beginning of the season. Yes, injuries can play a part, but they've just been well short of it. Defensively, so bad, conceding goals for fun, and yes, not scoring enough with the likes of Calvert-Lewin not back. Richarlison's been back, but hasn't been great. Liverpool. Where is it? Anfield.
It is at Everton.
Yeah, atmosphere would be rocking in that, but nah, 2-0.
But if he does win, does that give him a little bit more time?
Oh, 100%.
Obviously, it's a very big stretch.
If he wins, that just kind of you know what I mean, undoes the valve a little bit, loosens the valve, just let a bit of steam out, because right now the pressure is on. The pressure is really on. So I think a win would be huge. And like you said about not winning back-to-back derbies since the late 80s.
Okay. Sorry, what was your prediction, please?
2-0 Liverpool.
2-0 Liverpool. Okay, I'm going to go 3-1 Liverpool. On that one. Yeah. Manchester United versus Arsenal. We have such good games this week. United are winless in their last 6 Premier League meetings with Arsenal.
It's weird.
They've never gone 7.
What I was saying about the Chelsea thing, that's Arsenal to us.
Wow.
In recent times. Can't beat them.
But Ralph will be in the dugout, right?
I don't know, actually. Might not. They just said he's waiting for a work permit, so it could be Palace that he actually does come. It's just a Sunday game.
Even if it's Carrick, let's say, what do you fancy your chances of winning?
I do fancy our chances. It won't. I'm not saying it's necessarily going to be pretty. There's going to be elements of luck that we need. There's, Arsenal are in good form, but at home, Carrick's first and last home game. And
also, fans must be feeling like more galvanised.
100%. There's going to be a bounce. I just feel we'll get the job done. I think it'll be ugly though, and that game is on my birthday.
Ooh, well, we hope it's a happy birthday.
Yeah, and then the boys can't ruin it. They can't.
We'll see. We'll see what they've learned since Ollie's departed. 47% of the 15 Premier League goals scored by Arsenal players this season have been netted by players aged 21 or younger. So that just shows you how much youth is in that side as well, which is really good. It bodes really well for Arsenal. Manchester United have picked up just 5 points in their last 8 Premier League matches. 1 win, 2 draws and 5 losses. Is this the turning point?
Well, I would like to say, what Michael Carrick's done in 2 games, again, hasn't been pretty in road luck, but he's just got us compact and at least had us, not conceding goals, leaking goals like a tap. And that's what I feel we need to pay the same respect to Arsenal as well. Okay. Not thinking it's Arsenal, we could just play expansive. So we'll get it done.
Okay, prediction please?
2-1 United.
2-1 Manchester United, okay. I'm going to go with, I think it'll be a draw.
Do you?
I do. I think it could be 2-2.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the 2-2. Aston Villa versus Manchester City, which is Wednesday. City have won 10 of their last Premier League meetings with Aston Villa in all comps. They've only drawn once. The last time they lost was a 3-2 loss in 2013, so we're going a long time back. Aston Villa, though, under Rangers, former Rangers manager, obviously Steven Gerrard, he has come in 2 wins. They look good.
They look good.
They beat Palace, and that is... and actually, to be fair, that's quite an achievement now.
It was a tough, I said 2-1 in that game, I think.
I don't know, we need to, I didn't do the preview with you.
Oh, who did I do it with? I can't remember.
Rob.
Oh yeah, I said 2-1, I did say that. And he went 2-1 the other way.
Yeah.
I remember that specific result because we were saying that. And I just think it just shows what happens when you change your manager sometimes, because Dean Smith is actually doing well at Norwich. Gerrard's come in and done really well. Van Bronckhorst has got 2 wins at Rangers.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like
sometimes things just move along nicely.
Just move on sometimes. Man United, why do you do it?
Yeah, absolutely. They have, as we said, they've won both their games under them. No manager has won their first 3 at Aston Villa before, so this is a big one for him to do. It's tough on away to Villa though, but I think that what he's obviously trying to implement, they're obviously playing for him. They have had lots of injuries as well, and hopefully some are coming back now, so that bodes well as well. Manchester City again, just going about their business nicely, aren't they?
They're just City, innit?
They always do the same thing.
City. Sorry for any City fans watching, but what do you want me to do?
They just go under the radar.
Keep blowing smoke up your ass?
No.
You know you're good.
Because everyone blows smoke up Chelsea's arse and blows smoke up Liverpool's arse, and then there we go. And then City just are like, okay, cool.
But if it was Man United back there,
I
would be wanting everyone to. But I'm sorry, City, it's just boring how good they are.
They are exceptionally good.
But I do look, they play fantastic football.
They really do. They really, really do. Okay, Watford versus Chelsea, also on Wednesday. Watford have lost 7 of their last 8 Premier League meetings with Chelsea. To be fair, I mean, I know Chelsea obviously drew with you guys yesterday, but they'll be looking to bounce back in style, won't they, from that?
Having said, they will be looking to bounce back in style. Ranieri will be looking for a reaction though. And back at the Vic, that they probably will get one, but I think it'll be difficult for them to win that game.
Yeah.
But
it's not like playing you guys.
It's not like playing us. But then you say that, and we got a draw against Chelsea. So
yeah, it's true, absolutely.
Chelsea probably thought, look, Man United are coming to town, it'd be easy, and it wasn't.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, Chelsea won their last 2 away games against Watford, but have never won 3 in a row at Vicarage Road. I always feel like over Christmas period, there's a lot of banana skins.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of banana skins.
I wouldn't write Watford off in that game.
No, because there's so many games that come thick and fast. I know that we're only on like week 1. But yeah, it could be something that happens there. He is going to want what's the word? Not an expectation, a reaction. Yeah. Watford, however, haven't kept a clean sheet in any of their last 23 Premier League matches, the longest run of any team, and they've also shipped 45 goals. So Watford are going to have to definitely up their level if they're going to get anything from Chelsea.
Yeah.
Prediction, please. Oh, we didn't do the prediction for Villa City, did we?
Oh, Villa City. Villa City, I'm going to say 3-2 City.
Oh, close.
Yeah, I just feel like it's just going to be a crazy game.
Okay, do you know what? I'm going to go rogue here. Because every time I go rogue, I seem to get them right.
What are you going with?
I'm going to go with a 2-1 Aston Villa win.
Wow, that's big.
It's at Villa Park.
Okay.
I'm just going with it. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I got it right with West Ham, Liverpool. I'm never going to let you forget that.
Yeah, that's true. That's
yeah,
true,
so sorry, Watford versus Chelsea.
Watford, Chelsea. It'd be hard for Watford, man. 2-1. I don't think they'll be as poor as they were against Watford. I think 2-1.
Okay, I'm going to match you on that. 2-1 Chelsea as well. West Ham versus Brighton Wednesday night. This is David Moyes' 50th Premier League home game in charge of West Ham, who's obviously been doing an incredible job so far. Would you have had David Moyes back at United?
No, of course not.
Why?
No. He's done really well.
Yeah.
And he's at West Ham. He deserves to see that project through.
Okay, that was a very democratic way to put it. Brighton have never lost in 8 Premier League meetings with West Ham. However, obviously Brighton are not on a fantastic run at the moment. The boos, we mentioned it earlier with Graham Potter.
Silly.
What kind
Brighton fans, if you're watching Brighton
what do you want him to do?
What do you want? What do you want? Like, he's playing good football. Do you want him to just keep doing even better than that and then someone comes and poaches him? Surely this gives you that equilibrium of he's not doing well enough so that like someone comes and gets him, but he's not doing bad enough for you to get ready.
But he's also been exceptionally loyal, and people have tried to come get him, and he stayed at Brighton. So
Potter,
I think that's also
what do you want?
That's another thing that you've got Brighton fans. You've got to be a little bit more. Grateful. Thank you. Grateful. But however, how do we see this one going? West Ham or Brighton?
I think West Ham get the win.
Okay.
Back-to-back defeats. You know what I mean? Not good. They'll want to put that right, and I think the murmurs obviously more coming from the fans' discontent. I don't think that necessarily transfers through to the players, but I just think that it gives it an extra little edge where I think West Ham will probably come out on top on that one. And they need a reaction, West Ham. They won't want to be having 3 bad Premier League results.
Can I have your score, please?
My score is West Ham 2, Brighton 0.
Okay, I'm going to go West Ham 2, Brighton 1.
Okay.
Southampton versus Leicester Wednesday night. Southampton home games have seen fewer goals than any other side in the Premier League. They've only scored 9. Well, that's what happens when you sell your best player in Danny Ings.
Yep.
Obviously, Adam Armstrong, great player from the Championship with Blackburn, but it does take a while to adjust, doesn't it? After winning just 3 of their first 38 away league games against Southampton, Leicester have now gone on to win 3 of their last 4 visits at St Mary's. They've scored 16 goals as well. So Leicester coming off the back of that win, Southampton off the back of that loss. Where do you think this one goes?
Leicester win.
Leicester win?
Leicester win 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Leicester.
Clean sheet. Defensively, Leicester haven't been great.
No, they haven't. But just like you said, Southampton do struggle to score. They're not scoring goals. You just noted the amount of goals that have been at St Mary's, limited. And I think Leicester are not bankers by any stretch of the imagination right now. But I just think after a decent win against Watford for them, I think they go to Southampton and win.
Okay, score?
2-0.
2-0, okay. Yep. I'm going to go, I think that might be a draw. I think that might be 1-1.
Okay.
Spurs versus Brentford. Oh, God. Forgot about that.
Oh, it's Spurs. Yeah.
Is that Spurs? Conte's second home Premier League game in charge. This is the first ever top-flight meeting between Tottenham and Brentford. Spurs have lost each of their last 5 Premier League London derbies. Yes, they have. This is maybe we'll just create and, fulfill the whole...
Full house.
Board of them.
Bingo, full house,
Thank you, full house. That's what I was looking for. Losing more consecutively between March 2003 and January 2004. We've lost 6 at that point, so we could actually probably rival it. Brentford, excuse me. I said I want you to have a nice birthday.
No, because the Tottenham fans, we really won that game. Now we got Conte and stuff, which is true. But I just want it all to just come crumbling down.
Okay. Calm down. Hope you have a shit birthday.
Don't swear.
But you already did one earlier. Brentford ended a run of 5 Premier League matches without a win, drawn 1 and lost 4, with a 1-0 home win over Everton last time out. The Bees are looking for consecutive top-flight wins for the first time since September 1946. Brentford, obviously everyone's Premier League darlings when they came up, have really felt how difficult and tough competitive the Premier League actually is in recent weeks. That win against Everton was a good one. However, they are struggling. Spurs are a struggling side as well.
Yeah.
Where is this one going to be won and lost?
I think you'll probably just edge it. I think Spurs will just edge it. Will not be pretty. I think Brentford will score.
Yeah.
I think Spurs win 2-1.
Okay.
But I just feel like you have too much for them. But one thing that you can see about Brentford, they do not give up.
They don't.
They don't give up,
and
they
have to
kind of play in the same
concentrate.
way. You do, and you don't want to give them any penalties. So I think you'll just edge it. I mean, that midweek display, although look, was it 9 changes?
Yeah, and we won't talk about more.
No, but like just the fact that Conte is, realising
the level of quality.
The level of quality.
Or the lack of.
And said, I'm happy to stay here. What did he say? He said, where are you going, mate?
Yeah.
Where are you going? He just went there.
Just like Jose before that, I think they both underestimated the job that's
it's like, when you get there and that realisation hits deep, you're like, oh.
You're like, oh, they can't be that bad.
Yeah.
And you get there and like, no, really, they are that bad. I, however, am going to match you. I think Spurs will win 2-1. I think it's a massive miss that they've got no Christian Romero for God knows how long. See, international break's just causing havoc. The only shining light out of a really poor season so far, and he's not even available. So yes, Newcastle versus Norwich. Newcastle, with all their money,
Norwich,
have still looked terrible. This is a relegation.
That's a big game.
Relegation game. This is on Tuesday night. Norwich have won 2 of their last 3 Premier League games against Newcastle. Now would be a great time to add another win, of course, to that stat. Do you think they still have a chance of staying up? I mean, this really applies to both of them.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Both?
Yeah, they have a chance, of course, yeah. You have to say they have a chance. I mean, Dean Smith going in there, getting a win and a draw when he should have probably won that, shows you. Mm-hmm. And that's, that was in the last 3 games. Norwich haven't lost when they were losing every single game, conceding a shed load of goals. The Newcastle situation is crazy because I worried about that appointment when it was made. A lot of people say, listen, he done really well at Bournemouth. For me, I don't see it. I really worry for Newcastle. I really do. It's all good having all the P's, but in January, how are you going to attract the real good players to come to come? Yeah, but to come and be in a relegation scrap, then are you going to get the right players who are going to fight and dig out?
Money talks. We've seen so many outrageous moves over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, money
and
really
see them not work because they're for money. Though.
Yeah, but to be fair, if they do manage to attract some, more quality that they've got, whoever it be from the Premier League abroad, will they go down? No.
I think they're going to struggle to get the targets that they want if they're like adrift by a certain amount of points. Because if you think about it, you can get money. So you're either going to come just for the money and you don't really fancy it, and as soon as you go down to the Championship, they'll change the team again.
Yeah.
Or you come there and you're not up for the fight. It's not, do you know what I mean? Someone like Jesse Lingard is saying, why is he going to want to go in a relegation?
No, he wouldn't want to. He wouldn't.
Even if they offered him more money, he just wouldn't do it.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Norwich. Yeah, I mean, Norwich, do you see anything happening there on that side, away from home? Have they shown you anything this season away from home where you're, confident about them?
Actually, not really, but I think just to give respect to them in the last 3 games, because they haven't lost, and that does build confidence, and Dean Smith is building. I think they give Newcastle a good game. I think that's a draw.
Okay, all right. Newcastle have conceded more goals than any other in the Premier League.
They concede
and they are still winless in 13.
This game's going to be 2-2.
2-2, okay. I'm going to go with... Oh, I really want to copy you. All right, I'm going to copy you. Okay, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be 2-2 as well. Leeds versus Crystal Palace on Tuesday. Obviously, Palace needs to bounce back from that loss, as do Leeds.
Yeah.
Leeds have won each of their last 5 home league games against Crystal Palace. The last time they lost was in 2006. In Premier League history, only Alan Shearer and Wayne Rooney have scored more goals on Tuesdays than Crystal Palace striker Christian Benteke. That is an incredible stat.
On a Tuesday?
It's a Tuesday
How
thing.
do people find that?
No idea. So Christian Benteke has scored 12 goals on a Tuesday. So Christian Benteke on the score sheet.
Because no disrespect, he's nowhere near those guys in terms of numbers of goals scored.
I was going to say, it's just on the Tuesday.
To be on one day.
It's just on a Tuesday. Is he showing any form, his old form coming back?
A little bit. I think that's credit to Patrick Vieira to, get a semi-recognisable Christian Benteke, because from when he left Villa and went to Liverpool, it just kind of went down the pan from then, didn't it? Couldn't really find himself, but he's done all right for Patrick Vieira and his boys. I think this will be a tough game for Leeds. They just play so open and concede so many chances that don't necessarily always end up in conceding goals. But the opposition always knows, even if they go 1 down against Leeds or whatever, there's just chances to be had. And I think Patrick Vieira exploits that with his Crystal Palace side.
Yep, he does. 2-1 for you. There's so much talent in that Crystal Palace side, young talent really as well. The likes of Edouard, Elise, Zaha, Gallagher. I mean, yeah, just so much.
Eze?
Eze, yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm going to go with a 2-0 Crystal Palace win.
Ooh,
I know. And finally, Wolves versus Burnley, assuming that there is no more snow. It is away from home, it is in Wolves. Burnley are without a win away from home in the Premier League this season. They've drawn 3 and lost 3. No side picking up fewer points on the road in the competition than them. But no side has scored fewer home goals in the Premier League than Wolves. So,
I think Wolves win this one though. They're a team that they've been frustrating to watch this year.
Yeah.
Wolves in transition, but they have some real good players there, and when they turn it on, you know.
I think Wolves have played well. You know, even the start of the season, they just couldn't find the net.
Just couldn't score.
They have they've picked up. They got that good win against West Ham, didn't they, a few weeks ago? So I think that it's looking good for them. Burnley, are they still going to be without those missing players that they?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe a couple of them will be back. But what you do know about Burnley, they give you. Listen, they never roll over and die. You know what I mean? They just give you a hard, solid game all the time. So I would say, I still think Wolves are going to win this one though. I'm going to go 2-0 actually.
You're going to go 2-0 Wolves?
Yeah, I was going to go 2-1, but that's a bit boring because I do think Burnley will give them a game. It'd be 2-0, I think Wolves, but tightly contested.
I'd say if Max Cornet or Chris Wood are fit, I'd still back Burnley to score a goal.
To still score, yeah.
I really would.
That's a fair.
So I will go with a 2-1. I'll be boring. I'll go 2-1. I'll go 2-1 Wolves, but I still think it'll be tight. And I think if they're fit, I think Burnley will definitely get one back. So that is everything on a very, very busy game week. So we're going to be doing obviously more of these shows across the whole of December. We're going to transform into a Christmassy set, aren't we?
Yeah, get
we
festive.
Are for the next show. It's going to look good. Make sure you guys pick the team, your team of the week on the Don Robbie Extra app. Make sure you send those through www.donrobbie.com. And of course, we will see you back here later this week, after those games and ahead of the weekend's fixtures. So thank you so much. Have a great week.
Peace.